Matching my head. Dark. Anyway, here we are going to be continuing our run. And kicking off this best of 3 series here on Oceanborn. Over here in the bottom right hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right, we have our red Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea. It's of course going to be representing Talon Esports. We have Dark.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Zerg player representing Offside Esports. It is Rex.
Dark finally able to come back here and have a little bit of time to compete in between parenting, preparing for his GSL stage, and potentially going down to Dells as well. Don't think we have confirmation of that, but he did say that he was eager to fly down if he could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of it will depend on his schedule. It depends on whether he can travel internationally as well. There's a kind of a lot going on here in Dark's life, but all good things. It is definitely all good things, and
yeah,
it's always exciting to see.
Yeah, he actually did an interview with Talon the other day. Speaking of, parenting, and one of the questions that was asked was, if your daughter was going to play StarCraft, how would you help her? And he said, well, first off, I'd advise her to play Protoss.
Yep. I can definitely relate to that. I don't know if you heard recently, Yaku, but Eva has officially switched to Protoss. He's been competing.
Has he made it official?
Yes. It's been a couple of weeks now, and we've been casting a lot of his Protoss against all the races and Smooch. I think if I remember correctly, he said that he wants her to play Zerg, but knows that she should probably play Protoss.
Yeah. So that I would something along those lines. I would want her to keep up the family tradition, but if I'm just looking at what would be best from a logical and irrational standpoint, she probably wouldn't lot as Protoss.
But yeah, it's been really cool to see. I believe his daughter's name is Star. Not sure. I mean, I translate to Star, but
well, the translate.
Yeah. Which is really
Page?
cool.
No, that's Prince. I used to know the Korean word for star. Now I don't.
It's cool to see. As we're settling into our ZvZ, for now, nothing
Taeyang.
crazy.
No, wait, that's Sun.
Taeyang is Sun, yeah. It's Sol. Sun.
Sol. It'd be kind of funny to name your daughter after old mate Taeyang.
After TY, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go
after
the other way.
Player after saying that she needs to play either Zerg or Protoss.
True. The trifecta, all there. Diva confirmed. But for now, we are just settling into our openers. It was a hatch gas pull into our third base. We do have a hidden Roach Warren here for Dark. It is far faster than that of Rex, so we can end up committing to earlier Roaches. Speaking of, Roach production has commenced, and Dark has cut workers. Oh, wait, we're sending it.
Indeed, he had. He kind of cut workers, and we do see why Dark's Roach Warren was able to finish up much quicker as well. It's because Rex was a lot more focused on his Banelings. Now, both players did get Baneling nests at about the same time, but Rex actually continued to mine gas, and he did commit to getting a couple of Banelings out.
Yeah, and here we go. Dark is going all in. We have Link spotting across the map. We have Roaches amassing as well, and Rex did maybe over-drone a bit too much here, droning up to 41. Ay. Workers are not what we need right now.
Yeah, this is a little too much. First Baneling connects with a couple of Lings, but of course Lings are going to be the least of Rex's worries right now.
Yes, one more Baneling does get a decent connection, but the Roaches have arrived. The third base is going to be forfeit, but the goal here is not just the third, it's to break and kill and end the game here. Can we get into the natural as Lings, they try to catch some reinforcements. Baneling does go off.
And the Queen's waddling a little too far forward, and they do get caught by these Roaches. A lot of free volleys do get popped off. Third base will stay intact for now, but like we were saying, it's not going to be enough here for Dark to just kill the third base. He's going straight for the jugular. And he's getting it.
Oh, yeah, he's going straight for that natural. We've broken on in. The boys are being pulled away. Bathing does connect. GG gets called. And Dark will take game number 1.
Just like so.
GG, well
Yeah,
played.
fair. Yeah, GG. Very ruthless coming out from Dark. Very well hidden, I would say. Well, very good deception coming out from Dark. Was hiding that Roach Horn for such a long time. Rex, for most of the game, was convinced that they were on the same stage. You know, they were both gonna Lingbane it up, gonna drone up for a little while, but stay on that Lingbane stage for a while. Dark obviously had other plans.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's really important that that we point that out. That of course Rex was deceived a little bit there. That's why he was droning. He just assumed that it was going to be a standard game, but as we saw, it was anything but a standard game. And with that, Dark does take a lead.
Pretty depends on the region.
Yeah,
You know?
you're like, what does standard really mean here? Okay, like, you know, going for a Roach Rush. I mean, yeah, that's just Dark. True. No
Yeah,
wrong.
it's just Dark.
Yeah,
He's a Roach boy.
yeah, it's his standard.
Star, if you're watching, take notes. If you decide to play Zerg in the future.
There you go. As we're now getting to that second game, Alcyone will be our map of choice.
Very popular second map coming out here so far tonight, as we continue our best of 3 ZvZ here on Alcyone. As you were saying, we're here in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left. We of course have our red Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea. It's of course going to be representing Talon Esports. We have Dark.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing Offside Esports. It is Rex.
Showing that, yeah, so far tonight he has shown that when he knows what he's up against, he's been able to muster up really strong defenses, as we saw against Thermal. Usually had some really strong counterattacks as well, but unfortunately we didn't get to see that in game number 1 because, well, it was a little bit of a sucker punch coming his way.
Yeah, like...
He thought Dark would give him a normal macro game. He thought that Dark wanted to play StarCraft. He thought wrong.
Not his StarCraft. And yeah, definitely, it's one of those things where, like, a mirror matchup is so brutal, it's so unforgiving. Like, if you're a little bit too greedy here or there, if you make too many workers, if your opponent has a leg up on production, then things can just go awry very, very quickly. And yeah, ZvZ is very much so cutthroat in that aspect. And we'll see if Rex can keep up, or if maybe even Rex decides to turn the tables and be the aggressor himself. We have options here. We don't just have to play standard. Rex likewise can also be hyper-aggressive.
Yeah, as a Terran player, I have no idea how you would play reactive against another Zerg player who is as aggressive as the Dark, so yeah, I have to imagine that flipping the script a little bit and just taking on that role of the aggressor, being a little bit more active here, what has potential to work out here for Rex.
Does have potential. For now, everything's looking as it should. We should be working towards our eventual safety Bailey nest, which, if you remember, even Dark did make a Bailey nest last game, just didn't commit to any Baileys, at least initially, preserving that gas, getting to that Roach Warren a little faster. Third base is being taken from Dark, third base being taken for Rex.
Or is it? These lings kind of chill out by the...
Just
they can
staring
see
at
each other.
Yeah, they're just staring each other
They
down.
can see each other. They have vision from the Zanglaga Tower and from the vent. So
Oh my god.
Dark doesn't have vision anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing here, is there we go, the Lings, they do pass by each other. Like, the problem there is that if Dark attacked, then he loses control of the Zonaga, then he can't attack into the Fog of War, so, like, you just get damage done for free, as we saw. So that was a weird dynamic going on there, but for now, Lings, they get past each other. Oh.
Yeah. As Rex is looking to turn the tables a little bit, is going to be our first player to commit into Roaches.
Oh! is going to be committing here. We do see Link coming from behind, and Rex will come out on top here in this little trade. Spectre's he wants a Link. He wants it. Ooh.
And he still comes up top. But...
yeah, he does.
But the Ling goes down, which is a morale victory here for Dark.
It is the moral victory. Meanwhile, Roach 1 is done. We're going to be flooding roaches across the map. As you mentioned, the trends up table, this is the same build that Dark went for, but now Rex going for his own Ling flood with his own Roach push across the map. Decent baiting action here so far. Dark is holding, but Dark does not have access to his own roaches. He only has Lings for now.
Indeed, he does. Now, Dark did notice that Rex's Ling speed was a little bit delayed, so I have to wonder if that's enough of a tip-off for him that Rex is going to be playing aggressive. Dark is still droning though, which is worrisome for him.
Yeah, drones are on the way. We finally get eyes on the roaches. Now Dark knows what's going on, and can he get us around some of these roaches? Looks like he can. Looks like 2 roaches may go down, but more are coming out to reinforce, and Rex, he's pushing. He's going for his own all-in.
They're going to be flooding Lings from behind all of this. Dark knows that he cannot compete when it comes to the roach production. It's going to take him way too much time, so instead he's going to get a couple of spine crawlers. Going to get a couple of banelings to try to slow this down while he gets his own roaches up and running.
Yeah, the queens come forward. Every single queen, actually. The roaches as well go target firing out of Rex. He does focus down every single baneling. And now Lings, they can come into support. And Dark, he's losing ground. Rex, can we get us surrounded? Looks like we can get us surrounded on the queens.
Yeah, banelings are not quite going to connect with the Lings. Roaches are going to get surrounded by Lings of Rex, however, and Rex is pushing on forward. Looks like he has broken the main line of defense here from Dark.
Yeah, we have broken through. Spine Crawler going to be going down. The queens have fallen. The boys, they have to be pulled. Banelings are on the way here for Rex. And Dark, he's up against that wall. Does have a couple of roaches in the production. Ooh. But, can we hold on?
Yeah, that was a good snipe in the banelings here from Dark. Trying to make use of the choke point as best as he can. Here come more Lings.
And Dark, he can afford to lose some of these workers. He can afford to pull the boys. But GG gets called. Rex snowballs out of control. And Rex ties up the series 1-1.
GG. Oh, nicely done here from Rex.
So,
Dark, he didn't think Rex had it in him. But he did.
Essentially, this is a weird game. This is a weird series. So both players have done the same build and they've won with it. So what does that mean? Does that mean here in the ace match, do we both just go for roach all-ins and just all-in each other? Or does neither player all-in and do we end up in a standard game?
I'm going to say worker rush. Worker rush from both of our players. They'll meet in the middle of the map. They'll hit bump each other.
Okay. I'm curious. I mean, we're going to be loading into Side Delta. Side Delta has a very defendable natural, so I'm not too fond of all-ins on this map. But this is a really good map for 2-base roach. It's a really good map to just wall off and play macro even on 2-base roach. But we'll see.
Indeed, we shall as we conclude this best of 3. It's been less than 15 minutes so far in this best of 3, and we're already in the ace match. Anyway, here we go. On site Delta in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right. We have our red Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing his team, Talon Esports. We have Dark.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player representing Offside Esports, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match, Papi. It is Rex.
You'll love to see it.
That's you too, and our eyes are going to be peeled here to get a read on the roach timing. You know, when do we throw down the roach warren? When do we take our gases? How aggressive are we going to be? How economic will we be instead?
Yeah, it's definitely something we have to keep our eyes glued to the production tab for. You're mentioning that Site Delta isn't the best map to all in. You have a very defensible natural base for one, but on the flip side, that's also why it's less expected when you go all in.
True. You're like, I hear you, Light. It's not amazing, but they won't see it coming. I mean, with Overlords though. I mean,
Well, let's get Vikings for
True.
it.
Just make Vikings. There you go. Pull out a mark.
Yeah.
But now there we are, just getting into our standard openers for the time being. We're droning up. For me, I'm just going to be curious if we throw down a Bailey Nest or not. Whether we do play 2-base Roach or not. We have seen that a lot from Rex, for example, on a map like Site Delta. So there's definitely a viable option here if we want to play a little bit more defensive. Otherwise, we can just drone and take a third.
Yeah, there definitely is a way to play aggressive on this map. But it's, exactly what you said. Get roaches, stay on 2 bases, and most importantly, force your opponent to also stay on 2 bases.
Yeah, that's definitely a dynamic that we have seen in ZvZ in the past, and we could see it again. Meanwhile, Rex is going for the third, is going to be taking his drone over. Likewise, so is Dark. So no one is playing 2-base play. We're rushing into our third bases. It looks like standard play for now.
For now, as that gas count, that gas bank slowly builds on up. Bailey Nest coming down from both of our players, so they are taking this seriously. They are playing it safe for now. It's a lot of lings coming out from Rex.
We do have a wave of lings. Outside of that, no big kind of deviation here from our players. Oh, those lings, by the way, we have more.
We have way more as Dark is droning back on home.
Okay, so Rex is going for a Ling Flood. He's going to be Ling Flooding behind this. Dark has no idea yet, but because he did not skip the Bailey Nest, we should have defensive Bailings. We should have Bailings back at home to defend, and we do confirm the Bailey Nest with these scouting Lings.
I just see the number next to the Ling icon keep going up, and I get flashbacks. Bailing just barely survives.
Bailing does survive here. We get into the third base. Third base is going to get surrounded. The Queens are waddling on down. Bailings, they have arrived. And with these Bailings, we can zone away the army. But can we get a kill on the base? Oh.
Yeah, we're going to have to try at the very least. There's a very dedicated opening coming out here from Rex. Good snipes from Dark. And Bailings are going to be zoning away this army. Queens are going to get a couple of free volleys off while the Lings try to avoid the Bailings.
Yeah, and it looks like
Fuse is available, but Dark doesn't feel like he needs to yet.
And it feels like Dark, he has held. He's zoned away this army. The Lings, they have not done enough. They almost killed the third, but almost is not good enough here. Not in this matchup, as we do have 4 Bailings remaining. The Lings, they go for the third base. He wants that. He wants the hatchery.
They might be able to take it out. The Queen's in opposition. The Bailings in opposition, and the hatchery will fall. Mission accomplished.
Whew, okay, and now we're droning.
Now we are droning. Well, now Rex is droning, and as Dark creates more Lings.
Oh no! Ooh, big connection in the middle of the map. Cheeky move there out of Rex, by the way, and now Dark is in a bit of trouble. He is committed, as you mentioned. He wants to try to reciprocate that damage, but Lings, they come in once again. They go for another cancel.
And that Baneling positioning may have just won Rex the game.
It may have. I mean, Dark just doesn't have much left to work with here. He's waddling in with a handful of these Banelings, but we have Lings to shut them down. And how good the connection is going to be there? We get some decent connections. We clean up a lot of Lings.
We do clean up a lot of Lings, but the rest of the Lings, the rest of the Banelings, were stuck back at home as Rex continued to throw in some run-bys. He really wants to make sure that Dark can never get beyond a 2-base economy.
Exactly.
All these Lings were across the map, then maybe Dark would have had something to follow up with after cleaning out all of those Lings of Rex.
Yeah, he's just been stuck at him defending. I mean, for good reason, as he can barely get the third base up and running. Finally, it has been thrown down, and Dark is trying to settle into his 2-base setup here. Roaches are on the way, but Rex, he's not stopping. He's not slowing down. He's moving out with his entire army, with Lings, with Banelings, and can he deny this for a third time?
We shall see. Dark taking this a lot more seriously. He's kind of been forced into the position of almost turtling up. I say almost, because obviously this is ZvZ. Turtling up doesn't really work, but...
Not when that lung is.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't even have a lair yet, so...
Yeah, we're still on hatch tech here. We're still trying to stabilize. And I mean, Dark has been able to drone up to 42. Rex is not droning, by the way. Rex, he is not droning up this third base. We are making roaches. Rex is going for an all-in. He wants to try to catch Dark while he's maybe being a little bit too greedy. Up!
Man, that's definitely the idea. Oh!
Uh-oh.
I love this move from Rex over and over again. Just sends Banelings to the middle of the map. He knows exactly what the pathing of the Lings are going to be. So he just sends them out preemptively.
Exactly. He denies the morphing and Banelings towards the top side as well. And Rex, he's just all over this. Dark is in trouble right now because Dark made an extra wave of drones. He has been droning on up. Now we're making roaches. We have spine crawlers on the way. We desperately need those spines. And here comes the all-in. It's all or nothing here for Rex. Can he break Dark? It's going to be close. I mean, there's a lot of energy on these queens. There's a lot of transfuse.
Yeah, it's a lot of spines, and by a lot I mean 2.
That's a lot.
But still quite a bit, yeah. For the stage of the game, for that many roaches. It's not too bad. Banelings trying to connect on the queens, but they do get sniped by the roaches in the end. Transfuser being thrown down left and right here for Dark. The concave is looking very strong for Rex though, and it looks like the concave is too much for Dark to deal with.
Yeah, with the Ling reinforcements, we force Dark back up the ramp into the natural. I mean, he's going to be able to have the best case scenario defense here, trying to come in from behind, but the numbers are just not in his favor. The spine crawler went down. We're busting into the natural, and Rex is doing it.
He is doing it. He's getting a full surround on top of these queens. Banelings connect to take it all out. Dark forced to pull his workers, but he can't even afford to lose too many of them here. He's already losing an entire mineral line, and he has no response still to these roaches. Dark, he's staying in this. His tournament life is on the line, but it looks like Rex is about to cut him off.
Yeah, Rex, he snowballs out of control. He has broken into that natural. 19 drones go down. We do see Dark trying to muster up an army, and it looks like Dark is going to be able to clean this up, but he's down to 30 workers. Rex behind this is droning, is saturating his third.
He is even getting Hive, so round 4, 5, whatever the next round is of the next wave of attack is going to be absolutely brutal here.
Oh yeah.
I want to stay optimistic. I want to have some hope here for Dark, as obviously Dark has shown himself in numerous times in the past to be able to thrive in these low econ scenarios. But the math just isn't in his favor.
Yeah, I mean, in a mirror matchup, right? That's the problem here, is that both players have the same tools. Both players, they have the same units available here to each other. The Queen gets surrounded. The Queen is going to be going down as well. Good pick up here by Rex. We see Dark getting ready for his own Ling run by. Back at home, we have roaches in position. Rex, as long as he defends, as long as he fortifies himself, he can maintain this lead. And here is how he bounced back. The Spire.
Indeed. 2 base Spire. Well, 3 base Spire. We have 3 bases, but looking at the worker count, it's 2 bases.
Yeah, we're rushing into gases. You can see here we're taking our extra gases at the third base. We have, yeah, there we go, now taking the gases in the main as well. This is a desperation move, but it is possible to bounce back with mutas if Rex gives Dark time.
Yeah, and that's definitely a big if though, right? Galera Constitution more than halfway done, and once that finishes up, Rex, he hasn't droned for a very long time. He doesn't want to have a long, drawn-out macro game. He doesn't want to go into the late game. He knows that he is going to be at his strongest relative to Dark once he finishes his Roach upgrades.
Exactly, and here come those upgrades, right? Like Roach speed is about to finish, +1 range is about to finish, so this timing is going to be brutal. But here come the first wave of mutas. They're going to be able to force back the Overlords, and Dark could potentially buy time. But again, this is his one and only chance, is to force back the army. The problem is, it's coming, and I don't think that the muta is going to be able to stop this.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the army supply difference, and we're kind of at the point where Rex doesn't have to be careful. He doesn't have to hold back. He can just tank these muta shots and keep on pushing. Even reciprocating some of the supply damage here.
Yeah, there it is!
WW.
GG gets called as the mutas, they scout the push, and Rex will take it 2-1, eliminating Dark from the tournament.
GG, well played. Beautifully done here from Rex. Not many players could say they were able to eliminate Dark in a ZvZ like this, but oh boy. That was absolutely brilliant. It showed a lot of strategic thinking coming out here from Rex. A lot of kind of positional awareness as well.
Mhm.
Again, I have to... just sending out those Banelings to the rush path, or to the path where Lings would normally go to attack a third, was absolutely brilliant foresight from the side of Rex. He knew that that was the only way that Dark could really get back into this game economically, and so he just shut it down as quickly and as effectively as he could. That was beautiful.
The amount of those Baneling connections, right, to connect those were brutal, and that was a big part as to how Rex was able to gain momentum in his favor and to break Dark in the end. And yeah, just a very chaotic series, a very aggressive back and forth there between our players.
Oh.
GG, well played. Rex will advance on, and I believe Rex has an opponent ready and waiting.